All right, you brought us some toys to play with. What are these for?
I brought several. I thought that I would use this for the kick drum, and
That's good.
this one for the hi-hat.
And what is this?
Snare bottom.
Snare bottom.
Snare bottom.
Right.
Perfect.
But what's cool with this is you don't have to run any cables to them. So it's nice.
It's great.
You know, we make fun of that stuff, but we talk about some of this, and we talk about how long it takes to get our drums right, and we talk about plugins and all this kind of stuff. Huge deal, right?
Yeah.
But I know when it comes down to like putting a mix together and getting a room together and getting an event together and a church service together, you really do have to identify what your most important part of that whole thing is. So if you get a group of techs together, most of them are going to say the drums.
Yeah.
Or somebody might say, you know, like the keyboards. But I mean, come on.
Or the console.
Yeah, right. Maybe. At our church and churches I go to, the single most important element is what the preacher has in his hand or on his head.
Yeah.
That's it.
Amen.
Well,
That's it.
when you think about the service, if you're in a 60-minute service, you know, he's got 40, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
The band might have 12 to
And
15 minutes.
Unless it's a worship night.
Yeah.
I mean, the spoken word is what we're there to hear. And I know it's simple and it's not super fun, but it's one input that can literally make or break your whole deal.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of us have been sitting in a service where it didn't work?
Well, and honestly, for the people watching these videos and who are a part of Mix You Now, if they could fix the pain points that this mic causes,
Oh my
Dude.
gosh.
they would be
Dude.
a game changer right away for
Right.
their experience as a technician, as an employee, as a team member.
Right.
If the pastor could walk on stage and ensure that their mic was never muted, that it was never going to feed back, that it always sounded good, it would change the game for everybody watching.
There are so many pastors, though, that don't have that confidence
Right.
at all. But they listen to the band rehearse all week and how long we spent dialing in the kick drum
Right.
and all that other stuff. So what
And
are they going to expect?
And then they can't walk on stage without their mic being iffy.
Right, or not have it feedback or something.
Yeah.
So how do you choose? Like, I mean, you've got this single most important input.
Yeah.
How do you choose to make sure you got the right one?
Well, if it's the most important thing, then the best sounding choice would be, pick either one of these probably, a microphone held right here at a consistent volume for 40 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe with a wire hanging from it plugged directly into
Maybe.
an input.
That is
Even
probably
better.
the best choice.
Yeah.
But my pastor uses his hands and illustrations, and he's got stuff in his hands. So we use these. This is what he's most comfortable with.
Yeah.
Did you tell him, hey, dude,
Oh.
this is what you need to go use? Because
No way. I would take this over this 100 out of 100 times, for
Right.
sure. But we use this because it's what's most important to him.
Right.
I don't even really suggest this.
whoa, go back. You use it because why?
It's most important to him.
Is that how we're supposed to pick this stuff?
On this one, I think it is.
Absolutely.
Single ear, double ear, a new mic comes out. Our founding pastor is still using a model of microphone that came out 15 years ago, and they have these new ones that are way more comfortable.
Yeah.
And he just likes it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I keep getting updated capsules on old, whatever these are called.
A headband?
Headband. Yeah. Just because it's comfortable. He puts that mic on and it's his mic.
Feels
and
like home.
Yeah.
It's exactly right. That's what's most important.
Comfort factor for someone that's standing up there with nothing in front of them, like bearing their soul,
Right.
pretty huge deal.
Exactly.
Pretty huge deal.
So what would you say to the person who's trying to decide between, okay, dynamic or condenser, omni or cardioid, this model number, that model number? Well, the Facebook group says this, or so-and-so use this, or whatever. I mean, how do we go about making those choices?
I mean, I think at that point it really comes down to mic technique.
Yeah.
I think it's not a complete waste of time, but you got to watch the level of when the diminishing returns start happening when we start talking to our pastors about mic technique, right? If your pastor wants to hold the microphone down here at their belly button, a dynamic microphone is not the one you're going to want to use.
Right.
You need a condenser and something that's going to pick up
Right.
anything if he's holding the mic out here.
Right.
You may have issues with feedback. You're going to have some other obstacles to get over, but to me, that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I spend an inordinate amount of time working on this stuff in our room with someone on stage. And usually the thing is, okay, talk in the mic until you hate me. Like it's going to be that long because I just want you to talk in this mic with every conceivable situation and let me figure it out.
Yeah.
Let me run it up to where it feeds back. Let me pull it back down. Let me figure out how to compress it. All these different things. But at the end of the day, when that thing goes on him or in his hand,
Right.
I have confidence that we've got a win happening. Right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's the deal.